of the infinite stars that we see in heaven. It is a point-for-point copy, represented in the billions of microcosmic neural cells and synaptic webs that punctuate our brains and nervous system. That what we see as light beaming between star clusters is duplicated in the human brain as electrochemical impulses. As above, so below. As without, so within. The light fixtures that we call constellations feed us with photonic codes through information relay systems from the holographic galactic core of the Creator's mind. The neuronal fixtures of the brain are receptors of relative cosmic information. Now here's where we're going to start getting into the metaphysics. Part 2, put on your metaphysical cap, because that's where we're going. If I'm going to do something as a last go out, it's going to be the deepest metaphysics that I'm going to leave you with something that you're going to have to study. Right. Know thyself. Let me say that again. The neural fixtures are receptors of relative cosmic information. The word relative means all the energy there is in the universe. All there is. Quantum means little pockets. Things that have broken away from the relative. That means you. You're a quantumized creature of intelligence. You stepped off of the relative. That's when you stepped out of the Garden of Eden. The neural fixtures of the brain are receptors of relative cosmic information that interfaces with the quantumizing decoding matrix that we call the human brain. Thus, the neurons of the brain are specialized cell fixtures, biological constellations that use electrochemical bits of data synthesized from the celestial constellations, which broadcast the divine instructions for our species' purpose of higher reasoning, awakening, and evolution. Awakening and evolution. Let me say that again. The neurons of the brain are specialized cell fixtures, biological constellations that use electrochemical bits of data synthesized from the celestial constellations, which broadcast to us the divine instructions for our species' purpose of higher reasoning, awakening, awareness, and evolution. In our children, these higher functions are being shut down, repressed, and underdeveloped. These higher cosmic memories and thought processes in our children are being impeded by the indoctrinational processes of education and the distorting frequencies of the media. They are being purposefully infected and afflicted with SOAD, synthetically orchestrated arrested development. Synthetically orchestrated arrested development. And I don't mean the group. Example, let's look at the part of the brain responsible for the recall of experience and the cataloging of thought as memory. They call it the hippocampus. Now, one of the baddest breaker-downers of the brain and metaphysical melanin and what melanin does is sitting right amongst you here today, Dr. Ann Brown. Let's hear it for her. Now, the hippocampus is not just for the recall of memory. That's what the priests of medical science and that idiot institution called research science. The hippocampus is not just for the recall of memory. Our mundane everyday rituals from dawn to dusk. Oh yeah, what do we do? Don't step off the street. Watch out for that truck. No. It is the cerebral library connected to the celestial library of cosmic memory, which the soul possesses or processes through itself. It can go back into the files of one's incarnational experiences and study and relive one's divine own heritage. If you understand how the hippocampus works, and you need to draw a picture of a hippocampus if you want to go back into your ancestral memory, because that's the fiber, that's the web, and I'll show you how. In the Bible, they speak about it. They show it to you every day in front of your face. It is where our actions on earth are reflections of solar galactic activity, which we synthesize into a catalog of experiences that translates with the exercise of reason. The hippocampus is Greek for water, river, or seahorse. That's what it came from. Hippocampus is water horse or seahorse or river horse. A hippopotamus was a river horse. That's where it came from. The celestial hippocampus, or the water horse star, is the constellation Pegasus. So the constellation Pegasus is connected directly to your hippocampus. It is from the constellation Pegasus and through that particular constellation that you open up the doors to the grand library of the soul. That's the doorway. That's where Impu stands. In Greek mythology, which is nothing more than Kemetic astrophysics, let me just say that again. Greek mythology is Kemetic astrophysics. Pegasus was a child of Poseidon, chief god of the sea, making Pegasus the white horse of the sea. Now, the sea was not just water. Water represented the invisible plane as a tangible doorway or nexus or fixture into two realities, one solid, one not solid. So the sea was seen as everything that was space or expansion. So the Empyrean Sea was wherever you saw atmosphere, where living things breathed. So if you do this with your hand, you feel resistance, just like if you were in a denser field of reality in water, you would get that resistance the same way. So you are in a sea and breathe a whole other kind of quality of water. In fact, when you are in your mother's womb, you're in water. Right. You just come out breathing a more refined form of water. And that's what the retraction is. When you speak about creation, and which is what we're going to get deep about next part 2. In the contraction of the creator to create, it allowed the denser formula of the sea to become more refined in that 10%, so that it may refine itself within the environment it created. So you are in a refined womb. The Adam Kadmon, everybody ever heard that in Kabbalah? Adam Kadmon is not born yet, does not exist. If you know your Kabbalah, Adam Kadmon does not exist. Adam Kadmon is in the womb right now, getting ready to exist. And this is who we are, the seeds of the Adam Kadmon. So in Greek mythology, the white horse was sacred to the companion and companion to the goddess Nesomyne. And that's Mnesomyne, the goddess of memory. Isn't that deep? In Greek mythology, Pegasus was the companion, had a companion, the Greek goddess Persephone. Oh no, let me do it right. Nesomyne. And it was she who was the companion to the horse being what it was, and she being the goddess of memory. Clue. In Gray's Anatomy, the hippocampus is described as a white filter-like structure. In Stedman's dictionary, it's called the cornu ammonis. Yes, the cornu ammonis. This is in Stedman's, not me. But here it is. It means white eminence. So, ammonis. Clue? ammonis. Ammon, Ammon, Amen. In mythology, this horse is described with wings, a metaphysical symbol for the cerebrum.